What is up, everyone? I cannot wait to show you this, okay? So I've got my trusty Thoth here. I'm gonna get it out. Right, my trusted Thoth. Alright, so I separated the court cards, okay, because what I've got to show you doesn't include the court cards. Okay, so let's do it this way. I got on a rampage with digital collage and I was playing around, and I don't know yet if the deck that I made will, I don't know what to do with it. So I'm using this walkthrough to showcase it and to see, if I'm any good at it. I don't even know if I'm any good at it. So I'm introducing to you guys right now Thoth Ozone. It's the Thoth Ozone Oracle. Okay, I thought it would be cool for the box to have the same, to like look like the Book of Thoth. So it's the same color as the Book of Thoth, and it's Thoth Ozone. And then this is technically the universe card in the Thoth Ozone Oracle, right? So it's been in this little tuck box, and I'm about to open it, and we'll see. Again, I don't even know if this will come with a box. I'd like it to, but the problem with boxes is that they make the deck itself more expensive on Make Playing cards. And so while it's good to have a box and something to house the deck in, I don't know. It just always ends up being like way more than I would think someone would be willing to pay for a deck. So it may end up coming in just a bag. Plus, the boxes aren't that good, actually. This is the first time I've actually made a box of my own for one of my decks, so I don't know. So this, I think this is 62 or 63 cards. The way, the concept of this deck, okay, is it's an oracle. But it's kind of, it's kind of indicative of the Tantric Dakini Oracle, which is the tarot, but without the court cards, and they're numbered like 0 to 62. Okay, and so I did it in kind of that kind of vein, and I went through and collaged all the cards. So we're gonna walk through it with the let's put that over there somewhere, with the Thoth, and see. Okay, now I'm gonna put the Fool over to the side because technically I end with the Fool here. Now, I know technically Thoth doesn't, but just for it to lay out properly, the 0 is behind the universe card. So, anyway, oh my God, I'm so excited to see this, you guys. I'm trying to get comfy. Okay. So, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. All right, there we go. It's a little bit better. So, I'm going to put the Fool over here until we need him. So now I've put some, I guess what you could call keywords, key phrases, whatever you want to call it, on the cards. So I don't know, I'm just so excited to get y'all to see them. So, and I did border them because I kind of really wanted this to remind everyone of the Thoth deck. These are the backs. Look at that. The rose with the pennies. Because I really wanted it to look like a collage background, but I wanted it, again, to remind everyone of the Thoth. So, with the little rose. So, that's the backs. I love them so much. Oh my gosh. Oh. Now, the cardstock is Superior Smooth, so it's a little bit more sturdy than standard smooth on Make Playing cards. And it does feel like it'll hold up, but it's thin. It's kind of wobbly, but it doesn't feel cardboardy at all. So, I like that. Okay. We got Power of the Will. Now, would y'all like it better if I put these over here? Maybe. That way these cards are in center. So I got Power of the Will. I like this egg here because my eye is always drawn to the egg in this card. So we got Power of the Will. Now, some people don't see the Magician and the Magus card as, well, they don't see the Magician card in tarot as as will, but in the Thoth, it definitely is about will, okay? So that's why I wanted to tap that. Okay, we have follow the unknown. I've got the sand for the camel and the net. I'm always about the net. I'm always about the crescent moon for my high priestesses. And the road, the highway for me is indicative of the tree of life for the priestess card, which is Dayat, which is the unknowable Sephiroth. And it's the highway between, the high priestess runs along, you know, a highway, a hidden highway. So it's all about trajecting the unknown. Chaos and tides. Now I did kind of marry the Empress and the Emperor, so we'll do it like this. Okay, so I've got chaos in tide. Okay, and then I've got order in suns. Okay, so here's the two side by side. Order in suns with my antlered emperor there, and then I've got chaos in tides. This is very much in the Thoth to me. The Empress is more watery than she is vegetation. She's very, I don't know what you'd call her. She's more algae and like the fertile bacteria and growth like that, like on a microscopic level than anything else. So put some lotuses and some milk and some silk. I like the fabrics that I put in here, the silk fabrics, because I wanted it to feel like we're garbed in this, in each of the entities. So anyway, there's that. I got the circles for the Empress. Sorry, I keep getting them confused. And then the squares for the Emperor. So I love that. Okay, so those are those two. Then we have the Hierophant. And I've called this Traditions Hearsay. And because it's about the game like Telephone, the Hierophant for me, especially in this deck really, it's about the game Telephone and the garbled conversation we have with the divine. It's about us being the conduit. So how we are interpreting the divine's message. Don't you just love this? No, I wasn't too severe on myself about matching colors or matching compositions. I wasn't really too severe on myself. I really just wanted this to look like if someone were to pick Thoth Ozone Oracle up, they wouldn't necessarily have to have knowledge of the Thoth to kind of work with it. I really wanted it to look like their own thing, like their own oracle thing. So, but we do have a key, so you know, there's that. Lovers in Arms. Okay, now the apple for me is because I love, now another collage deck that I did that y'all will see soon, my Lilith and Eve deck. That's coming out really soon. But Lilith and Eve are in this card. That's the two statues here. Plus this is Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel. And Crowley even said that this card should have been called the Brothers. It's about the twins and it's about us having the two in us, and self-actualization is what this card is. But I called my card Lovers in Arms because it's about coming together and it's about self-actualization and it's about fighting with each of the beasts inside of us. And the apple is indicative of Eve and Lilith, with it being like one side rotten and one side ripe. So love that. Love the fur, because that to me, that means that's another sign of the beast. Plus it kind of reminds me of the ermine that they're wearing. So here we have All in the Chase. I did the amethyst because that's what Crowley calls the arc, the grail here, the grail, the arc, whatever. And then I've just got one horse, but I've got two wheels. So it's just like about movement. It's about forward movement, but it's about all in the chase, right? And for me, this chariot is, and if you know any of my other Thoth decks, like my quintessential, it's really about the Looney Tunes tunnel. It's about movement. It's about not really knowing the outcome. It's about the journey, but it's all about the chase. It's you're chasing something and you don't necessarily want to catch it because then the magic is gone. So this one's all about the chase. Then we have the Balanced Blade. I actually liked how I did this because I liked her, instead of like cropping her out and making her like just the lone figure in the middle, I liked how she looks like a picture, right? Like with the squared edges. I really liked that because it further cemented the balance aspect. And then the, you know, the balls down here, the blade, I like it. Because it really is about the balanced blade. It's about on the blade's edge, so to speak. This one's very simple. The Hermit, for me, the Hermit in most decks is about the light and the darkness. And it's still that this way, but it's more sexualized in Thoth. And I didn't know if I wanted to go that route because I wanted to keep the oracle itself simple and more oracular. So the light and the darkness is the lantern, okay? Then we have roll away, and roll away as in roll the dice. Fate weaving, there's strings. I liked, see, for a lot of collage decks, I see a lot of Ferris wheels and stuff like that for the wheel card, which I love, like carousels and that kind of, you know, we're running and there's like elevator music playing and we're just kind of running on the hamster wheel kind of thing. I like that, but I want to be inside my cards. And so when I saw this image of the hula hoop, I was thinking, okay, this is us inside the wheel and we are making it slow down or like, you know, we're putting ourselves into our decisions. We're putting ourselves into the momentum of the wheel and how it kind of, you know, fate works that way. It works off of our decisions. So, plus the dice, it's indicative of randomness and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I did enjoy the color depiction, the purple. I changed the background to be a little bit more purple so that it did match, but that was probably, I mean, that was a little nuts on my part because I didn't want to get too crazy with colors. Anyway, so here is Delicious Bestowal. Okay, and this one card was so fun. I love the smear of lipstick. I love the Cup of Abominations. I love this blood. This picture was actually one of the pictures that I used to juxtapose for my quintessential Thoth, because it's about the pouring of liquid. It's about the bestowal. It's about the finding the joy in strength. Exercised is exactly the words from the Book of Thoth. Plus, I make a little appearance. This is me. I'm not entirely sure why I put this in here, probably to immortalize myself in the deck, but also I actually love this photo of me. I caught it because it was a video that I had done and I was trying to get a screenshot of myself for the thumbnail for that video, and I ended up taking this photo, and I just think that it just really cements what the Lust card is trying to say. So this is Delicious Bestowal. All right, then we have the Hanged one, and I like the volume, the cliff. Now the cliff could make you think of the Fool, but that's why I called it diving into perspective. We dive into the perspective. We're hanging upside down, we're gaining perspective, but for me, you don't know how something's going to go until afterwards. It's all about hindsight for me. The Hanged Man is all about hindsight, that you're really not in the know until after that said situation. So it's mainly about, look, you can look at all angles, but you're just going to have to dive. You're going to have to dive in and actually get something done to really know what the situation or whatever's really about. So, yeah. And it's about changing that dial, changing the volume, and really trying to gain that knowledge and gain that perspective. So, yeah, Death. I called this one My Place Under Scythe. That's my air conditioning kicking on, if you can hear that, sorry. And then I put poppies down below to further signify that this is the Death card and the Eclipse. And I did like this at first when I worked on this. I liked it to be a little bit more watery than it ended up, but I still like the fact that this is my place under the scythe. You know, my place is under the scythe. So, okay. Then we have Alchemical Fusion. Just very simple, very, the pouring of the paints, the very artistic. I like how this water for lack of a better word, is stained glass instead of real water. I liked that. But then this, in the middle here where the bottles are, we're mixing. So this actually looks a lot like a temperance card as well, more so than an art. But the colors, I liked how the colors were morphing. So we're fusing things together here. Okay, now we have chained to creativity. I love this position of this person here, like they're trying to hold on to something that's not there. And that made me really think of creativity and how we grasp ideas out of the sky. And sometimes these visions and ideas come from seemingly nowhere. And when I know that I've been in the throes of creative obsession as of late, and so this was definitely my card that I worked on quite a bit. Fall upward towards. That's what my tower is. Love this metal eye here. Now we have spiraling sparkle, because this star card is all about the sparkles, all about the sparkles, all about spiraling and finding the balance, but finding the hope in the balance and finding yourself spiraling. There's a lot of spirals in this deck, you know, because we start in this forward moving spiral of the Chariot, and then we're spiraling more with the Devil, and we're spiraling more with the Tower card, and we're spiraling now in the Star. And there's a lot of topsy-turviness to the Thoth, I think. Love this radio signal, this heartbeat radio signal here. I have the two pillars because that's still the moon to me, is you have to have the pillars. But for the Thoth, I like the way it's cut on the bottom, and the scarab is, you know, rising with the sun and going to the bloodied moon up here. But this one's the heartbeat's path. So we're going by way of the heartbeat path. The heart-beaten path. I like that. Heart-beaten path. It sounds like a poem. And we have under the sunshine. Now I chose the rib bones, really, for the feeling of butterflies, the feeling of laughter and where that comes from. It's really all in this torso area that really activates when we're the happiest. And it's kind of like an activated core, you know. Plus the butterfly wings make me think of the little fairy kids. And how I like how the eye is really the sun, you know. So that's under the sunshine. Then we have, now the Aeon card is tomorrow's void. We're calling out to the void. Very simple. I like how simple this oracle is. And this is the new universe order. I love the silhouette. Again, this photographic, not cut out image makes me think of this, you know, Polaroid, right? We're like taking pictures of the moment and we're conjuring up the new universe order instead of the new world order. So, all right, now that was the majors. Put those aside, put those away. And we'll get to this now. Oh, sorry, the Fool is last in this deck. So there's the Fool. But I'm going to go ahead and show it to you since that we were done with the major arcana. Very simple. Dove versus the butterfly. We are manifesting the unmanifest. Because y'all, if you've been around for Thought Thursdays, you know that that's what I say about this card. Love this crayon spiral. I love that we're making our mark. We're manifesting the unmanifest with our bravest marks, yet they're kind of naive. They're kind of childlike, and that's what I wanted to feel like. So anyway, very sunshiny, more sunshiny than the Sun card, but I actually like that about this card. So there's the Fool. Okay. All right, now, again, like I said, this is numbered like an oracle. So this is card 22, which is the Ace of Wands. And this is fingertip power. I'm going to go a little quicker since we tend to always do, like all of us on TarotTube that do walkthroughs tend to be a lot quicker with our minor arcana. Fingertip power. Legions incoming. Love this traffic here. Legions incoming. I love, there's some fire here with the buildings. We're looking up at the buildings, and kind of reminds me of like an apocalypse incoming, but it's legions incoming. And then we have virtues. This is really about the skylight here, the light that we find within. And we have completed. Now, I may make a video about this, but I think that we've been reading the wand suit wrong for a long time. And it's really about kingdoms, and it's about what we are responsible for. That's what the wands are. So I don't know if you're interested in my thoughts on that. So this is about our, you know, we've found our dominion, we found what we're responsible for, or we've been told, and now we have to kind of complete it in our image, so to speak. Love the chair for stability there. Releasing strife. This is the releasing grace of autumn. Okay, so we're not necessarily releasing what doesn't serve us, we're releasing it because it's a natural occurrence. So this strife is the strife naturally found in nature. And then we have victory. Love this burning sun in the back. Love that. Love the lava here. This is recorded valor. So for me, valor is about completely selfless acts. That's true valor. True valor is a soldier's martyrdom. It's true valor is when you're doing something because you know it's the right thing to do, and whether or not it's right or wrong or whatever, you're doing what you think is right, and that's true valor. I don't know, I have a lot of thoughts on this, but it's this, we're crowning this person with valor because they're beckoning more than they can do, you know. And we have this actually is my ritual robe. A picture that I took of my the background of this picture is my ritual robe, and I like double exposed it. Didn't mean to, of course. You never really do with that kind of stuff, but I took that picture and loved it so much, so I put it in this because it fits so well for this like rainbow-esque transience. So transient beauty. Is this what this card is? It's about swiftness and it's about beauty. Then we have equilibrium, strength. This is about core activation as well. This is about strength in your core. This is about knowing, I've actually made a video about this, about how this card is one of my favorites because it's like riding a bike. You're not going to know until you just activate your core and start pedaling. You can be taught so much about how to do something, but some things in life you're going to have to find out for yourself. So that's what this card is all about. Now here we have forged oppression. Barbed wire is like a sacred thing for me for this card. Always really has been. And I got the chain link fence. I also make an appearance in this. I was at this derelict cabin once, and I took this picture of myself with the window. And I was like, the blinds were all, you know, and then like the wood was all coming undone, and it was very derelict and coming apart, this cabin. So I don't know, I just felt like there was some beauty in the ruin. And so anyway, I ended up not really knowing what I was doing in my head. I was just like taking a picture of the window, and I caught my own reflection. So I make another appearance in this card too, like behind the chain link fence. So this is forged oppression. This is kind of like a gilded cage, you know. Then we have the aces, the Ace of Cups here. We got the cup suit. This is emotional mess. I love this x-ray in the background. Then we have liquid love. I love that. Love the little swans here. Then we have faucets abundance. Something that you can, abundance is something that you can turn on and off. And abundance is really up to us, not something else, not something nature provides. I mean, it is, but it's like our decision again. This is all about willpower and us and what we decide to do with our life, you know. Then we have luxurious mirrors. Now, one thing I've tried to do is use the Thoth keywords inside my phrases for the minor arcana. So that really helped me to stay within some kind of parameters for the Thoth and really make it Thoth. So I, like, you know, as you can see with forged oppression, liquid love, faucet's abundance, really try to keep up with some form of the keywords that are on the Thoth cards. Luxurious mirrors, the ennui of the heart, ennui being my word for disappointment. Love this poppy pod here. Then we have lesions, not legions, lesions of pleasure. Revelry. Indolent nature. Love the dualness of this card. Then we have purple happiness. I loved when I found this and then I changed it to purple. It really reminded me of like looking inside one of these glasses, right? Like that's the bottom of the glass, you know? And we're like looking in it like it would be like some kind of kaleidoscope. I love that. Then we have satiated. Okay, now we're into the sword suit. Cerebral integrity. Peacemaker. I love that she's holding this moon here. I love that. Because this is the moon, a moon card. Peacemaker. Sorrow imminent. Don't you just love that this is 3 red lights? I just loved that so much. Oh, and I did make this a little bit more red than the Thoth makes it, but whatever. And this carnation makes me really think of death and sorrow, which is what that flower means. Then we have web of truce. This really is about shielding oneself. The web in the background, we're caught in it, but we have to kind of make a pact and shield ourselves, protect ourselves. I love this card. I think this is one of my favorites in the Thoth Ozone, is the defeat known card. This is a person that is like, they have fallen onto their stomach on this like little step stool here, but this upside down pentagram and the colors with the little moon there. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. The colors just worked out so perfectly for me. So that's defeat. Then we have science versus magic. I kind of had a little fun with this because this is like a little vortex thing in the background, but then you have this robotic face with this crystal ball, and then we have stars, and then we have little atoms floating around. So really makes us feel like science versus magic. And which is what I think that this card means. Then we have futile attempts. Okay, so someone's trying to x-ray this mannequin. And it is a futile attempt. Then we have intrude. This card, you guys. Intrude means, for me, this interference means take up space. Okay, this isn't some kind of radio signal like in Contact. Okay, this is we need to intrude on the situation, put yourself in the situation and interfere in a situation. This is about, kind of, to me, this card would be about taking control, which is why I put the lightning bolt in there. Then we have cruel and unusual. I liked how I called that. Anyway. Oh, just the blade here with the blood on it. Loved this painting in the background. Love that I added some art into this card. Then we have never ruined. And this looks a lot like the Ten of Swords in the Rider-Waite-Smith, but I liked it for this card too. I liked it for the ruined card of Thoth. It really is about a ruined heart. It's about a ruined, but we're like, even if we're broken, we're not truly broken, you know? Loved that. I loved how this blood splatter here isn't part of her. It's like it's like an illusion, because we think it's part of her, but it's not. This figure here. So love the blood moon. Ugh. All right, now we're getting into the discs. This is last. Yeah, this is our last suit. We have secure of place is the ace. Loved this archway for this card and the woodsy nature of it. Then we have inevitable changes. I love the rips, because we're making the changes. We're doing it. We're ripping out what needs to be ripped out, kind of thing. Works in progress. Love the sandstorms. Love that. I did 3 images of sandstorms for the 3. Okay. Love the pyramid and the wheel. Another one of my favorite cards. The 4 of discs is one of my favorite cards in the Thoth. I mean, I love so many of them. Okay, really. But the Temple Power card is my temple card. It's my priestess card. This is about the protection and the power of place and the power of, like, the power we put into a place. And I've always thought that this was my temple card. You know, I'm inside of an ancient temple, and like, I love the stairs here that are going down into the temple, and then the sand here. This is like this is a very well-known image of the inside of a bathhouse, but I really wanted it to look like we were inside this pyramid, because that's what we are in here. And the power we're going to put into place, so it's a temple power. It's radiating power, power we put into a place. Now, then we have heavy worry. I actually didn't put a lot of art in this deck, but I liked this image specifically for this card, because it was like, we're looking into mirrors, we're looking at ourselves, we're looking at what we think is heavy, and what doors are we going through to eradicate the worry. That's why there's a door knocker. Harmonious success. That light coming out of the box. Harmonious success. We're going to find that success. And then fail to fortify, because that's what this card means. We have failed to fortify something. We have failed to secure something that we should have. And when we fail to secure something, all hell can break loose. Something is going to go awry, you know? And so the failure here isn't like true, oh my God, I'm a failure. It's the failure that we didn't secure something that we should have. That's why this coin's in a box. And this like anchor, what do you call it? Anchor hook. Now this one's a little on the nose for me. I admit, okay, this one's, but I just love the Prudence card so much. I love how yellow it is. I love how fertile it is. I just love everything about the Thoth Prudence card. But I wanted it to be about the shears and the marks and the cuts that we make. And prudence for me in this vegetation way is about the shears. We're cutting off, it's about like if you were to have a bonsai tree, right? It's those tiny snips that you take to keep it fortified, right? Now you can look at it in any kind of prudent way, the card itself, but for me, it's really the vegetation. And we can look at it in the soul. You know, we're constantly letting things go and cutting things out, but rebuilding at the same time. Not cutting too much out to where it's going to hurt us. So this one's prudent shears. We're really careful about what we snip off. Okay, then we have sown, gained. We're reaping what we sow. Okay. I love this star chart here, because for me it's really we're thinking about the cycles of nature, and the fertility aspect of these cards too for me is really abundant. So what's sown and what gains. And then the last card is the wealth of life. Very simple. Love them. Love them, love them, love them. Okay. So, let me put all this back in order. All right, now, because this is an oracle, we would shuffle it and pull. Let's say I would pull just the edge. Oh, I'm gonna edge this. Nice color. No. Ooh, it shuffles very nice. Very nice. Let's see. For the purpose of this video, I won't take up too much of you guys' time just to shuffle the deck. So, but it shuffles. I mean, listen to that. That is a good sound. That's a good sound. All right. Cut the deck. Now I'll pull 3. Get them in frame for you guys. All right, we got Victory, which is the 6 of Wands. Yes. No, the 6 of Wands, the Devil, and the Emperor. Ooh, I like this. I like the colors too, and how muted the Devil is in between these very blasting colors. I like this together. Change, creativity, order in suns, victory. Okay, so we're working towards something, but we're chained to our creativity. All right. We're looking for victory. Okay. All right, let's do another one. All right, virtues. Star card and harmonious success. All right. I like the lights in these. The lights are mirroring the star. So it's really about the light. I like the aspects, the purple aspects in these two. So you can look at the similarities, look at the differences and stuff. I like that. How we're looking upward to the virtues, but we have to seek it out. We have to make the decision to go up and find it. And it's gonna take some spiraling sparkle to get that done. It's gonna take some hope. It's gonna take some drive. It's gonna take some. I would think that this particular star card, because it's an oracle, I would think that this card would have me be more about play, right? Like adding rhinestones to stuff. Ooh. Well, that is a hard spread there. The Moon, the Hierophant, and the 10 of Swords. Nope, sorry, the 9 of Swords. Sorry. 9 of Swords. I like that. And see, for me, this person that's getting cruel and unusual punishment, okay, is looking towards these 2 cards. And we've been following the heart-beaten path. I like the circles here, too. I like the circles. We're putting the blade is inside the circle now. We're stopping the circle. So we're stopping the movement of the path. So we have gone down the path, and we've stopped to listen, but we don't like what was said. This is an ugly truth. That's what I would say. Ugly truth. Okay. Ever ruined. Science versus magic. We're doing the Tower card. Okay. I kind of like how there's this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like this 3 aspect to these cards too. We're following sort of this path, this road. I like it. I love the colors in this. So good. Wealth of life, finding the cave of light in the darkness, and we're gaining what is sown. Well, that means we're working towards something, and it's gonna, when it comes to fruition, it's gonna be very fruitful. And we may have to wade through some darkness first. Okay, anyway, I'm just rambling to myself. I love this so much. I'm so excited that I got to finally show this to you guys. So, I just love it so much. Again, y'all have to tell me how you like it, you know, as a Thoth-based oracle deck. I don't know, what do y'all think? Did I do okay? Is it too simple? Is it really not really, does it not, you know, how thothy is it? All right, y'all let me know your thoughts below, okay? Thank you for coming along with me. Have a magical day. Much love.